Hello friends, welcome to my Northwest Arkansas real estate update for Northwest Arkansas. I'm Eric Hutchinson. I'm the principal broker and owner of Hutchinson Realty. It is November 5th of 2023 and colder temperatures are here. The holidays are just around the corner and leaves are filling up our yards. But what's going on in our real estate market? This past year, we've seen our interest rates fluctuate between 7.5% and 8% for a 30-year fixed loan, but it really hasn't impacted our values at all in Northwest Arkansas. In fact, we have seen an increase in our values from this time last year. But what is going on with our inventories? Usually during the holiday season, our inventories decrease. Is that still happening, or are things starting to change? We're going to be looking at that. I want to remind you that even though we are in November, we are looking at data from October 1st through October 31st, and then we'll also be looking at data from this time last year. We'll be looking at our 6 largest towns: Fayetteville, Springdale, Rogers, Bentonville, Centerton, and Bella Vista, and we're only looking at single-family residential property. We're going to be focusing on sold listings. So we'll be looking at value. Is our values continuing to increase like they have earlier this year, or are they starting to level off and maybe possibly decrease? I know that there is one town that has taken a little bit of a hit from this time last month. We'll be going over that. Lots of interesting data, so stay with me to the end when I give you my conclusions. Let's get into the data, shall we? So we're going to start south in Fayetteville. So this time last year, in Fayetteville, they sold 114 listings from October 1st through October 31st. And the median sold price was $383,750 at $192 per square foot. Just below that graphic, last month in September, 111 listings were sold at a median sold price of $372,950 at $200 per square foot. Now move over to the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. So from October 1st through October 31st, Fayetteville sold 123 listings, which is more than last month and more than last year, which is interesting considering the other data that we're going to be covering today. Fayetteville's doing quite well. So their median sold price is $379,165 and $205 per square foot. So a $5 per square foot increase from this time last month, and this time last year, a $13 per square foot increase. So Fayetteville is still increasing their values from last month and from last year. You can see their inventories are at 234 and there's 148 pending listings. Let's move over to Springdale. So this time last year, Springdale sold 93 listings at a median sold price of $320,000 at $178 per square foot. Last month, they sold 73 listings at a median sold price of $356,878 at $187 per square foot. Now move over to the bottom right-hand corner. 78 listings sold between October 1st through October 31st, which is more than last month, but not as much as last year. The median sold price was $354,000 at $189 per square foot. That's an $11 per square foot increase from this time last year, so still very healthy in their values. There are 117 pending and 183 active listings in Springdale. Let's move over to Rogers. So this time last year, Rogers sold 100 listings at a median sold price of $394,938 at $181 per square foot. Last month in September, Rogers sold 86 listings at a median sold price of $339,745 at $201 per square foot. Now move over to the bottom right-hand corner. Rogers sold 79 listings, which is less than last month, less than last year. Their median sold price was $317,275 at $194 per square foot. That's still a $13 per square foot increase from this time last year, but a little bit of a decrease from this time last month. So you can see that there's been a little bit of a decrease in Rogers, but they've had some increases and decreases. So it doesn't worry me that they're losing values. This has happened throughout the year where we have one month is up and the next month is down. I think if you look at the active and the pending listings price per square foot at $214 per square foot, I don't think that we're gonna struggle with the values in Rogers. Let's move over to Bentonville. So this time last year, 104 listings sold in Bentonville at a median sold price of $394,405 at $196 per square foot. Last month, 115 listings sold at a median sold price of $450,000 at $200 per square foot. Now move over to the bottom right-hand corner. 88 listings sold in Bentonville from October 1st through October 31st, which is a decrease from last month and last year. But look at the price per square foot, $210 per square foot. That's a $10 per square foot increase from last month and a $14 per square foot increase from this time last year. So if you remember the last couple months, Bentonville has not been seeing the increases. In fact, we saw a couple decreases in price per square foot, but they have bounced back and bounced back strong. There are 153 pending listings and 206 active listings in Bentonville. Let's move over to Centerton. So this time last year, Centerton sold 69 listings at a median sold price of $337,900 at $185 per square foot. Last month, they also sold 69 listings at $338,351, median sold price at $198 per square foot. Now move over to the right. So from October 1st through October 31st, 64 listings were sold in Centerton. So just a very slight decrease from this time last month and last year. So they are at $321,433 for a median sold price at $201 per square foot. So a slight increase from last month and a $16 per square foot increase from this time last year. So a healthy increase in values. Let's move over to Bella Vista. This time last year, Bella Vista sold 102 listings at a median sold price of $345,500 at $188 per square foot. Last month in September, 110 listings were sold at a $354,000 median sold price at $201 per square foot. Now move over to the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. 84 listings have sold in Bella Vista from October 1st through October 31st at a median sold price of $334,950 and at $200 per square foot. So at first glance, well, Eric, looks like they lost a little bit of value, but it's 200.97. So almost completely breaking even from this time last month and still a $12 per square foot increase from this time last year. So again, healthy market in every area. Rogers looks like they lost a little bit of value from this time last month, but I think that we're still doing very well. We're going to look at all 6 towns here in a moment. The pending listings are 111 in Bella Vista, and active inventory is 228 at a median active list price per square foot at $200. Looks like that our prices are maintaining. So let's look at this time compared to this time last month. We're going to look at this, and really the big takeaway from this graphic is our inventory. So if you look at the graphic just below me, to the left is September, and just to your right is October. So you can see quite a bit of an increase in our inventories from 1089 to 1214. So our interest rates are having an impact. It's easy to look at that sold price per square foot and think, man, it just doesn't look like our interest rates are having any impact, but it is starting to increase our inventories, which is unusual for our holidays. So it'll be interesting to see if these listings sell during our holiday time period and if our inventories decrease like they normally do during the holidays. But we had quite an increase from this time last month. So if you look at the price per square foot, down on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, $198 per square foot this time last month, and 544 listings sold. So we decreased our listings sold 516, and we have increased our price per square foot. So again, our values are still holding strong and still increasing. Let's move over to a comparison to last year. And you've probably already summed this up. So this time last year, 582 listings sold in our 6 towns at $189 per square foot. So in October, 516. So a decrease in the amount of listings sold, but look at our price per square foot. $200 per square foot. That's an $11 per square foot increase total. So our values have continued to increase, and this has not changed. So it'll be interesting to see if our interest rates stay around 8%, if that will impact our value at all. So what are our conclusions? Well, our conclusions is that the good news is our values are still strong. They're still increasing, which is what you want. If you're a home owner, you want your property values to increase. However, if you're a buyer, you want to be able to find an affordable house. That is a challenge, but I will tell you, as our inventories increase, and I will tell you that it's taking longer. I know this isn't our days on market video, but it's taking longer to sell a house. And so you still have some negotiating power if you are a strong buyer. Also, talk to your lender about some buy downs. Sometimes the seller, instead of lowering the price, will actually buy your interest rate down. They can do that permanently, or they can do what we call a buy down, which the first year might be at 5.8% interest, and then the second year at 6.8%, and then the third year at 7 or 8%. They have different options, and you can always refinance. So sometimes that's an option for you as a buyer. So always talk to your lender about your options and what you can do, and don't be scared to make an offer. I hope all this information has been helpful to you. You can always reach out to me at info@hutchrealty.com if you have any questions. We have 24 agents here at our office, all trained by me, professional, ready to help you. So if you have a need for a realtor, for someone to help you in negotiating your next home, finding your next home, or if you need a home evaluation, we are available to help you. Have a happy holidays, and may God bless you, and may God bless your home.